And we are live. This is a first attempt using a new piece of software for live streaming from desktop YouTube. So we'll see how this goes. I'm actually using a site called StreamYard.com, which has a whole bunch of features, which is pretty cool, like that little logo in the corner. So this is going to be interesting. Let's see how this goes. Cue the music. I have no music. This isn't a podcast. This is just me going live. So first of all, we've got this brand new souvenir promotion called Mystery at the Museum. It was teased last week with a video breaking news broadcast from HQ TV. And yeah, how's my sound? Sound is good, microphone quality, all that stuff is there. Awesome. So last week they played the video, which was HQ TV broadcast, breaking news, and telling us about this biggest heist in history, a jewel heist in history, and that they might need some help to solve it. So interesting, to say the least. And so, of course, everybody was kind of on their toes, waiting to find out what was going to happen. So today, they just released a new breaking news broadcast and sharing a little more information about what's going on. And so a little bit of the backstory, we can get to all of the information at mysteryatthemuseum.com. And I am there right now. Hey, so let's check the backstories. It says, authorities need your help to solve the biggest jewel heist in history. And that's the Mystery at the Museum. The heist at the Teague-Ulmer Museum remains the biggest jewel theft in history and one of the great unsolved mysteries of the museum world. The biggest jewel theft in history remains. We have no idea when this thing actually happened. Anyway, many theories have surfaced as to where the stolen jewels have been hidden, but after many years, this is a long heist, investigators have still not retrieved them. New evidence has recently revealed itself, and the authorities need your help to find the stolen jewels. So from July 11th to August 11th, that's our promotional period, collect clues to track down the missing jewels. Once you've found all the jewels, uncover the combination changed by the thieves to return them safely to the vault. So we have this this different mechanic for this souvenir. Previously, souvenirs could come in many different forms. It could be just a matter of finding various tiers, quantities of geocaches to earn different souvenirs as you get higher. Another one was to, souvenirs first started out as location-based. So if you didn't know, then in your profile, you can view your souvenirs that you collect over time. And at first, it started where you could visit a state and find a cache there, or a different country, and you'd earn that souvenir. They moved into things like finding caches on specific days, so special events or vacation days, or days that they decided to put up, like International Geocaching Day. Find a cache that day and you earn the souvenir. And then it got a little more complicated, so you could earn souvenirs for accomplishments, like finding a certain number of caches. You could earn that souvenir, or that sort of thing. Then we started to get into these promotional periods where they would run like a themed event for a week or a month. There was finding a cache for every day in August one year, which had some interesting dynamics, but those added an extra layer to geocaching, where you'd find certain quantities, or you might find certain types of caches. There was the Mary Hyde promotion just recently. They also introduced the Friends League. So now you have a point system where you might find caches to earn different amounts of points. And once you earn a certain amount of points, then you'd earn different souvenirs. So they're playing around with this whole souvenir system, kind of experimenting with new concepts, new mechanics. And now we have this one, which is pretty intriguing. The idea behind this now is that what it sounds like they're doing, based on the FAQ that they've just released, which is not there, it is here. So I'll drop links in the description for these websites, but the links actually are all available on mysteryofthemuseum.com. You'll see Crack the Case, which has the link to the basic information, the breaking news, and then case info and FAQs. This is where all the information you need is dropped. You got the breaking news, which will link to the whatever videos they're dropping, and official merchandise, which does not exist yet. It's still, at least last I checked, it's still coming soon. So if we move over to the frequently asked questions, this is where the entire, all the details we need, at least for now, to understand the campaign are dropped. So after reading all of these questions, here is my take. The general idea about this is that come July 11th, we're going to be trying to solve the mystery of where the jewels have been taken and then recovering them and returning them. So on July 11th, the first souvenir will be up for grabs. We're all going to be in this first stage where we have to locate the detective. So our geocaching map, all of the caches that we haven't found yet, will, it seems to me, have random caches assigned a clue, which means we go out, you and I will have to go out and find a cache that has the detective clue. Once we find that clue, we earn the first souvenir. That's the first stage. Now we're on to the second stage. We've got to find the evidence of where the jewels might have been taken. In that stage, we now have, let's see if I can find the picture. Yeah, right here. You'll see that there are 9 sections. The first one is the search for the detective. To the right, lower, so the next 3 next to that detective are the clues. So these are the evidence that we're looking for, and you'll see there's 0/2. So on that second stage, this is to earn the second souvenir. You'll need to find those 6 clue tokens, I guess you could say. And once we've found those 6, you earn the second souvenir. That will unlock the third tier, which is to actually go and find the jewels themselves. And that third layer, you'll see the 0/3 along the edges. Those are the jewels. So once we've found the evidence, then the map will populate with all of the I guess, clues to the locations, or maybe the jewels themselves. Hard to tell. The wording was kind of a little iffy. So that is what I see. So now we're going to be finding 15 jewels by finding caches and unlocking the clues. And once we found all those jewels, you earn the souvenir. And then the fourth stage is apparently some bonus task. According to the story, what we know so far, we'll read this. The 2 thieves have gained entry to the museum. They left behind footprints, fingerprints, you can see that in the little icons, and their shadows, and they were caught by a security camera inside the museum. After 81 minutes, random number, they left the museum with 15 priceless jewels, including sapphires, rubies, emeralds, topaz, diamonds. Local authorities are now asking for the community's help to solve the mystery at the museum. Using the app, so we'll get to the app in a second, to use the app to filter for geocaches flagged with the clues that you need. Find the detective, then find the clues, then find the jewels. Once collected, complete the final task to return the jewels to the vault, and reportedly the vault code was changed by the thieves. I think that's kind of an interesting mechanic, but that's the story. So that's the 4 steps. And so moving into, so yeah, that's the 4 steps. Moving into the app now. Let me bring this up. Where do we go? Here we go. So this is available for the official geocaching app. It's only, it's not going to be something for the other geocaching apps. So if you want to do this mystery at the museum, you're going to need Groundspeak's official app. In that app, you'll see that, as usual, there's the souvenirs, the trackable inventory, and now we have a new option, the mystery at the museum. It's dated for July 11th to August 11th. And if you tap that right now, we just get the cover page for it because it hasn't started yet. But what's going to happen is on that page, I'll switch back to the here, they give some screenshots for what will actually happen. So I think this will probably be the first thing. No, that's the clue for the cache. Okay, so I guess the way to interpret this is that there's 3 or 4 levels. So as you progress, your level will go up. It sounds like they might be showing all of these items on the map at once. So on July 11th, if you go to Mystery at the Museum, you look at the map, you'll be able to filter for all of the caches that have been assigned one of these 9 particular items, these nine clues. So you're supposed to find them level by level. In other words, progressing with the story, our first task is to find the detective. So if you were to filter for all of the caches that have the detective clue in them, then your map of unfound caches will be reduced to that, just like filtering for specific difficulties, terrains, or cache types. So you filter for just that particular clue and go and find one of those caches, and you earn that clue, the 0 of 1, or you'll find the one that's needed to unlock that first level, which is the first souvenir. Then you move on to level 2, and then you'll be able to find the other clues, the level 2 clues, the evidence. So that's the footprints, the shadow, and the fingerprints. One of the frequently asked questions does state that you don't want to find them out of order. So if you see that map and you see that there's caches all around you that have clues and jewels, but you still haven't contacted the detective, finding those caches won't make a difference. So it's kind of a game in that sense. You want to find the detective, then you want to find the evidence, and then you want to find the jewels. So that's kind of important. Quick break. Let's see what comments we've got in here. See if there's any other points or questions. Why they haven't said anything. Geocaching with Hailmeister. I wonder why they haven't said anything before now about this heist. Been waiting years. It has been a long time, apparently. But now I guess maybe the FBI or somebody, they don't know what to do and they need our help. Love the way they're introducing this. It is fun. It is interesting. I do like how they put this together. It's got that a good story feel to it. I really enjoy these promotions that build on a story, not just, hey, do this and earn these souvenirs. Like there's an actual progression with this, and I like that. What do we got? If anybody can solve this case, I bet it's the Supernauts. We'll see if they get there first. We'll see. Next. If you have any questions, then we can chat about that and see what people think, how you might interpret some of these rules, and what your thoughts about this promotion would be. Okay, so next up, what do we have? Okay, so yes, if we go to Mystery at the Museum, you'll have the ability to search just for these specific clues, and that should filter down your map for caches that are available. It looks like they also will tell you what your current level is. So find the detective to get briefed on the case. So right now you can see that it's highlighting. Oh, I got to do this. There we go. Right now you can see that it's highlighting which level that you're on. So if you've already found a cache with a detective, it'll move on to the next one and tell you what you need to find. So because it's a little more complex, I hope that they're going to be guiding people through, so it's not too hard for people to understand what's going on. What do we got? Okay, so any other questions? It seems like a good way to have people go back to check on the official app. Yeah, actually, this is because it's exclusive to the official app. There's going to be a lot more people now coming back here just to check the clues. So I think it's a great idea from the marketing standpoint to get people to use their app. And yeah, the souvenir list, I think, is exclusive to the geocaching app as well. Okay, what else do we have? How many clues do I need to find? Okay, yeah, and so that's the other thing. After reading and trying and interpreting these instructions a little, it does seem that it's not like 15 clues in total to earn the third souvenir. So the first souvenir is find the detective, the one clue. The second souvenir, you're basically starting from zero and you have to find the 6 evidence clues. And then you move on to the third one, and then you find the 15 jewels. The fourth souvenir, case closed, requires a bonus challenge to unlock the vault. Who knows what that is going to be? They said something about the thieves changing the vault code after they stole the jewels. I don't know why they would do that, because they don't want people to return the jewels to the vault, maybe. But that is obviously going to be the puzzle, or it could be kind of like the Mary Hyde souvenir, where once you've earned the souvenirs, if you look closely at the graphics for the souvenir, it would unlock. You'd see information towards the puzzle. I think it was a trackable code. So you find the letters and you'd put in the trackable code, and you would progress that way. So I think the graphics will have something to do with stage 4. It could just be a matter of get all 3 souvenirs and then find a cache with the 4th clue or whatever the task is, just like the first souvenir. At this point, we don't know. So it's all theorizing at this point. Wondering how many clues in a day you can get. Like first day you get detective, the next show right away. That's a good question. Who knows? I would think that it would happen right away, because I think otherwise you'd be just kind of sitting there. Unless they have it broken down because it's a full month, they might throttle the fines, because there's four souvenirs, so they might say you can only go as far as souvenir 1 in the first week, and then you can only go as far as souvenir 2 in the second week. That might be a possibility, because otherwise you could get people doing the entire thing in a couple of days. It all depends on how they want the promotion to be drawn out. So that is a possibility. Good point. Scott, you changed the vault code so people don't know you stole the jewels. No one said criminals were smart. Yeah, so steal the jewels and then change it so that maybe the bank owners don't even know. Maybe they forgot the code so they don't even know that it's stolen. Yeah, that's it. Okay, what else we have? We like how different it is from the Planetary Pursuit and Hidden Creatures. That, again, is another thing that I like about these souvenirs. I don't think there's been a souvenir promotion that's been the same as a previous one. Every one is a little bit different. It seems kind of like they're experimenting a little, but it's a good variety. Like, I like how they're changing things up, and so you don't really know what to expect. It might be difficult if we can only count new finds, especially for those who have cleared out their areas already. This is true, and this is one of the concerns. But I think that's kind of the nature of these promotions, because geocaches you can only find once. So all of the souvenir promotions are, once you found the cache, you can't use that to qualify for whatever the promotion is. In a way, it encourages people to keep putting out caches, but I don't think this one's necessarily going to be directly encouraging people to put out caches. There was one of the questions about which caches get the clues. As a side note, yes, event caches will have clues. So that first level, they really want to populate and get people running. So as soon as July 11th rolls around, it sounds like the existing caches will get spread with the detective clue, and new caches published between July 11th and August 11th will automatically get the detective clue, and events obviously happening between July 11th and August 11th will also get the clue. So they really want people to get that detective clue, but because it sounds like it's only new caches, they only get the detective clue. It doesn't sound like there's a huge push to get people to publish new caches, because once everybody's got the detective clue, then it's kind of irrelevant. So it's not kind of like other souvenirs where it was about quantity. So people would place a whole bunch of semi-mundane caches so that people have a whole bunch to find. In this case, so the detective clue will be available. Lab caches won't have clues because they are technically not real caches. It's a different type of cache. For all of us that like mystery caches, this seems to be good because the last promotion was geared toward builders. Yeah, that's true. I don't know how mystery caches will so much play into this unless they're also tying maybe they're only applying certain clues to certain cache types. Because there could be a tie-in with the theme of the clue, like the footprints, the fingerprints, and the shadows. Maybe those somehow relate to a cache type, and then those clues will only drop in those cache types. I'm not sure, but we'll find out soon enough. But yeah, the last promotion, the Cache Carnival, was really good for actual creativity of caches, which was really cool. We'll see how this one affects the cache continuum, if I call it that. Yeah, we have a couple events that we're doing during that time. That's pretty cool. Yep. So I think all of any event cache running between that period will get the souvenir, or will get the clue, which is pretty good. I like the idea that we may have to go far and wide to target our clues. It's possible. It is possible. I don't know. One of the things that was good about this one is that it's more universally applicable. Like some of the other souvenirs, say requiring finding mystery caches or multi-caches, there's a lot of people who complain because they don't have those caches nearby, and so they couldn't really qualify or earn the points. So this, I think, is a little more evenly spread. So if you've only got like 50 caches within 100 kilometers, then you still have a decent chance of finding the clues if they're evenly spread, regardless of what cache type or property they may be. So I think they're listening in that sense and making it a little more accessible in the high activity areas and the low activity areas. What else do we got? Geocaches published during mystery at the museum will get clues. Yep. Oh yeah. So same thing with other souvenirs as well. It only triggers on new cache finds. If you if you say post a note or a DNF and then you change it to a find, that won't count. You'll have to delete it and then relog it as a find to get credit. I think that seems to happen a lot with events and people attending the events to get the souvenir. If they forget to put the date in the correct date, or the date of the log on the correct day, they won't get the souvenir. And then they edit the date to the correct date and they still don't get the souvenir. So remember that you only trigger it if you date the log on the correct date. Looking down a little more, FAQs. I addressed this earlier. If I find geocaches that contain a clue before I unlock a level, do I still collect that clue? So this is that point about make sure you do it level by level. It sounds like all of the clues are going to be visible on the map. So you want to make sure that you only get the clues, the items, and find caches with them that are applicable to the level that you're at. Otherwise, it won't count. Do I have to log my finds in a specific order to collect clues? No, they'll just have to be in by level, as mentioned. There are a couple of other concerns that I kind of had with this whole promotion. Playing devil's advocate for a bit. There's still the potential for people to fake log just to earn these clues and these souvenirs. I mean, and that can kind of happen with everything, but with all these other aspects to the game. But you kind of hope that people grasp the spirit of geocaching and because the thing is, there's other location-based games, like there's Munzie, where these things they're everywhere. They're spread all over the place, and it's really just a matter of scanning a QR code. So it's really simple to go and re-find them when they're flagged with some theme or an item to collect. Geocaches are not like that. They're different because once you've logged it as found, then you've found it. It's a completely different mechanic. So if there are caches out there that you want and they have one of these clues that you really want, try to just continue with the spirit of geocaching. Enjoy the cache. It sounds like these clues are going to be everywhere, so it's not like there's going to be a huge shortage of them. Go and find a cache and enjoy the cache for what it is, and then get the bonus of the clue. I mean, I kind of imagine that there might be a rarely found cache out there with one of the clues that everybody wants to get. So there could be this huge crowd of people all going, and or people who just want that clue, and then they don't really care so much about the cache or the experience, and it can kind of draw away from the whole fun of geocaching. So hopefully most people will be won't set aside geocaching just for the game. But hopefully it'll keep people thinking about that, and keep the cache owners in mind, not put them to the side just because they want the clue. Okay. Is there anything that anybody seems like you might be confused about? Because it is a little more complex, a game mechanic for these souvenirs. Yeah, there are people who enjoy finding loopholes more than they enjoy finding geocaches, and it can't be helped. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be people who cut corners and find ways around things just to get what they want. So, I mean, as geocachers, we can encourage people to, try to enjoy and think about other people, not ruin it for them. Take care of the cache. Don't just go up to it, open, close it, and then drop it down. Like, it's still a geocache. It's still just like any other geocache, right? You don't want to be cheap about the hobby. Everything. Everything. What? You don't know what anything means, or is there something specific? I am normally confused. Let's see, what else do we got? Couch loggers. Yeah, there's probably going to be some couch loggers out there who see, and yeah, that's the other thing. If you kind of like with other souvenirs again as well, logging the find is the trigger. So undoubtedly there are going to be some people who will sit at their computer, find where all the clues are placed, and then log a find and then delete the log. That just made me think. If they've coded this particular souvenir promotion, okay, rolling back a bit. If you log a find to trigger a souvenir, then your profile will get the souvenir. If you delete the log, you'll still have the souvenir. So it was pretty easy for people to couch log caches that they didn't actually find and earn the souvenir. So this one might be different depending on how they've programmed finding clues. If they have it so it's checking live, then if you log a find and delete it and it didn't earn the souvenir, then it's not going to help. So that could be a big plus. But if it just adds one to the score and it sticks, even if you delete the log, then there's probably still going to be couch loggers couch logging for the points. So let's hope that they've thought about all of these things. I will wait to see how it plays out. I don't like to speculate. Yeah, it's not so much about the speculating, hopefully, as it is since this news was published and made public, there were some people that seemed to have some questions. So I just wanted to kind of take a look at these and maybe answer some. It's a little more of a technical type of campaign, but I like how they're testing out what their app can do. And if this works out, there's always going to be people who don't like it. One of the other concerns, obviously, is that not everybody wants their caches involved in these kind of promotions. Because there's always people who play it for the game and not for the cache, or who don't care about the cache because they just care about getting points and that sort of thing. Geocaches have been damaged because of these promotions, especially for things like the high quantity souvenirs where you've got to earn a certain amount. There have been people who just go out and run and find these caches, not caring about anything. They leave geo trails off trail where they're not supposed to, and cache owners have been extremely frustrated and annoyed by the behavior of some geocachers, and many have expressed that they don't want their caches or themselves to be involved in these promotions, whether they're earning or whether people are finding their caches. And right now, it doesn't seem like there's a way not to have your caches in the promotion. So, excuse me, I'm kind of hoping that between now and July, they'll come up with a way for people to ask for their specific caches to opt out of the clue phase, I guess you could say, so that their caches won't get any clues and people won't be bearing down on these listings, because they could be sensitive caches or creative caches that could get damaged if people aren't careful, that sort of thing. So I hope they listen to that and let cache owners opt out of having their caches in the promotion. What else do we got? If there are no more questions within a couple of minutes, then I think that is all that I had to go over with this. So just a reminder to the main place to go to for this is mysteryatthemuseum.com. They finally updated the website so it directs to the main content, which is here. So now we've got all the links to the different resources. Watch their YouTube channel. I think it's just the geocaching on YouTube, and you'll find the breaking news as they come out. And watch for the merchandise. Yeah, the merchandise, it'll be interesting to see what they have for that, because there are five jewels. So I really like some of their designs for their geocoins that are related to them. And so I'm hoping that whatever they have planned for the jewels is pretty cool. I mean, it might just be a matter of kind of like the planets. Here's your coin and it looks like the jewel, but I don't know, who knows? They always have trackables, they have geocoins and a few things. So we'll see what they come up with that way. So bookmark mysteryatthemuseum.com. We've still got, just over 3 weeks until the campaign goes live. Watch them on YouTube. And what else do we got? Other reminders. Thanks to StreamYard for this new little test of live streaming on YouTube. Like the double screen here. Ways to do this. And thanks to Geocache Talk for making me aware of this website, this new app, because it's actually pretty cool, and you might see them making use of it very, very soon. And it'll be super useful for them because, Geocache Talk, we've got guests all the time. So make sure you subscribe to Geocache Talk podcast. They're on every Sunday night at 8 o'clock Central, which is like 9 o'clock Eastern. And I hate rhyming off all of the different time zones. Any other questions? So if there are questions that you still have, then make sure you go to the frequently asked questions page, which is linked off of mysteryatthemuseum.com. I have a feeling that they're updating that as questions come in, so that'll be good to watch. There's also the Groundspeak forums. Everybody's talking about this, and there's obviously going to be a whole lot of criticism and people who don't like it, but there's always naysayers, and they are always the loudest people. I like this. This could be a really good campaign. It could be fun. Just waiting to see how that map looks with the clues. So also make sure you've got the official app, because you're going to need that to actually play this. It looks like if you cache with any other app, is just going to be regular caching. So you have to have the geocaching app, the official one, in order to play this. Have you been in a tree today? No, not today. Any other outstanding questions? Give you a few seconds to put some in. What's your favorite dessert? We just want to keep you streaming. Favorite dessert? That would have to be cheesecake. Love the cheesecake. There we go. Okay. Anything else to say? Mobile app, mysterymuseum.com. Use the filter. I think that's about it. So I'm going to keep following up on the news for this, and who knows, there might be some additional videos to come when more detail arrives, especially if there seems to be a lot of confusion. Hopefully I'll try to make sense of stuff as well, and maybe we can together work through any questions and uncertainties, just to make things clear, because there's I found, especially today in today's culture, there's location-based games, and people have smartphones, especially the youngins, playing all these location-based games. They're all over this kind of stuff. So when we bring that kind of game mechanic into geocaching, there can sometimes be some conflict. So it's always good to have these kind of chats and with other people, whether it's podcasts like Geocache Talk or just chats where we can exchange questions and answers and stuff. It's always good because that'll help people both ways try to understand and grasp what's going on. I love some of the ideas that they're coming up with. So keep up the good work, Groundspeak. Listen to the demographic. Hopefully you're listening to us. And yes, please give this a thumbs up if you liked it. And you want to see more. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the corner way down there. Somewhere down there. Down in, where are we going? Down somewhere around here. Anyway, and if you like this logo in the corner, I'm playing with new ideas, and if that's a cool one, if you like that, then I might. Why is this so difficult? I might make that into a t-shirt design, or make use of it in some other ways. So again, thank you for watching, and go out caching, cache the line, and happy caching, excellent adventuring, and all that other good stuff. I have plans in 20 minutes, so I've got to get out of here. Anything else? All right. Nope, I think that's it. Hope that was informative. Follow me on Twitter at Cache the Line, or on Facebook at Cache the Line, on Instagram at TheBruce0. I'll drop a whole bunch of links in the description, and as we get new information, I'll add some stuff there as well. So follow that. And I think that's going to be it. And at some point, you just have to cut it. So thanks for watching. See you later.